Hello guys and welcome to the Watch Anime channel. This is our Here Anime Podcast, episode 1. Can't wait to get started. Today our topic is going to be Dragon Ball Super, and it's going to be split up in 4 different categories. These categories being Dragon Ball Super episode 127 spoilers, Dragon Ball Super episode 126 spoilers, predictions on the Tournament of Power and the ending to Dragon Ball Super, and the possible exploration of future Dragon Ball projects. So let's get started guys. I'm going to start off with our very first topic, which is our Dragon Ball Super episode 127 spoilers, and I'll get into that. I'll explain why I'm going the episode an episode after 126 in a bit. Also, I'd like to thank Herms98 for these descriptions. I'm going to be reading out these descriptions of the episodes. So let's start off with the Dragon Ball Super 127 description, and it goes like this: a looming obstacle, pinning hope on a final barrier. This is going to debut on February 11th. And it says number 17, do or die actions. The injured number 17 helps out Goku and Vegeta as they battle Jiren. Number 17 uses a life-risking strategy to support Goku and go against Jiren's overwhelming power. So I guess the big takeaway you can get from this is the fact that Android 17 is mentioned in this episode. And as we saw in the preview of episode 126, it looked like Android 17 was going to get knocked off by Toppo. Well guys, we were wrong. Android 17 is going to stick around for one more episode. Also, if you look closely, if you listen closely, it says that Goku and Vegeta are teaming up to fight Jiren. So what does this mean? Vegeta shifted his attention from Toppo now to Jiren. I don't think Vegeta could easily move from Toppo to Jiren without having to beat Toppo. There is also no mention of Toppo in this episode. So it's possible that Vegeta does beat Toppo in episode 126, as it shows a crazy clash between them in the preview. Now I'm going to read into episode 126 to give this connection between the two topics. So the description for 126 goes like this: Vegeta battles the God of Destruction Toppo. The cornered Toppo starts using his power as a candidate for God of Destruction. He and Jiren attack Vegeta. However, Vegeta faces off against Jiren with a non-stop full power attack. Who will be the victor? 17 and Frieza this week in the dire straits. 17 and Frieza try to defeat Toppo, 17 by using rocks to attack, and Frieza by using his psychic powers. However, both are failed by Toppo's counterattack. Now, these attacks could end up being the success for Vegeta in episode 126, and I'll explain why. Right now, the arena is completely destroyed thanks to Toppo, and I feel like that's going to be Toppo's downfall, his own destruction. And I'll tell you why. In the preview for episode 126, it shows Vegeta using his feet, attacking Toppo's feet. And I feel like Toppo definitely missed leg day based on his character design. So I feel like that could be a possible weakness to Toppo, his standing and his footing. I feel like that's what Android 17 was trying to do in the description for episode 126, where he was using the rocks. I feel like it doesn't say he's throwing rocks, it says he was using the rocks. Maybe he's trying to destroy the ground underneath Toppo to knock him out. Because I know Android 17 knows that Toppo is way too strong to defeat by sheer willpower. So I feel like Android 17 is definitely trying to outsmart Toppo here. And also, Toppo is not a very bright character as seen before. So I don't think Toppo is he's still gonna counterattack, because he's still gonna beat him by his overwhelming powers. It's shown in the description. But this little strategy is gonna give Vegeta the idea he needs to defeat Toppo. So this is what I feel like Android 17 is the key for episode 126. I feel like they're both going to get knocked out unconscious for a little bit, or they're going to be too hard to move, and that's when Vegeta's going to step in and fight Toppo. It shows on the preview that Vegeta is struggling a lot against Toppo, and there's even a beam struggle where it looks like Vegeta's going to be using his final flash, and Toppo's going to be using his Hakai, and there's going to be some kind of beam struggle. But I don't think that's what's going to be the deciding factor to knock out Toppo. Or maybe it is, but I think it's going to be where the key lies in Toppo's feet. I feel like they didn't show that, they didn't expose that shot on purpose, without purpose. That's definitely going to be the key, in my opinion, for episode 126 with Toppo getting knocked out. That's what I think about episode 126. Now, moving on to episode 127. I think Vegeta and Jiren are both teaming up. And also Android 17 is helping him out, but it shows also in the description that the number 17's do or die actions. I feel like this is going to be Android 17's final stand and last episode in the Tournament of Power as a fighter. I feel like he's not going to die, but I do feel he's gonna get knocked out. I'll explain why. The title, it's called Hope on a Final Barrier. Now we know 17 has this unbeatable barrier, so I feel like this final barrier is gonna be what Android 17 is gonna be his final stand. It also says the injured number 17 tries to help out Goku and Vegeta, but I think Jiren's gonna end up knocking out Android 17 because Android 17 has done more than enough. He was a character that wasn't expected to come this far. He came farther than Gohan did, and I think it's great that he did because he's such a strategist and it makes sense. But I feel like this is gonna be the end of Android 17 in the Tournament of Power. I feel it's gonna end up being Frieza, Goku, and Vegeta versus Jiren at the end. However, who knows? Maybe Frieza is eliminated instead also, because there is no mention of Frieza in episode 127, and we know that Frieza was struggling against Toppo in episode 126, where it says on the description Toppo does a counterattack. So maybe Frieza does get knocked out in episode 126, and that's why there's also no mention of him in episode 127. But we know for a fact that Android 17 survives to episode 127, but we know episode 127 is going to be his final stand. So that's going to be my thoughts on episode 126 spoilers and on episode 127 spoilers. And now I'm going to go on with my predictions on the Tournament of Power and the ending to Dragon Ball Super. So let's start off by saying if I think anybody else is going to get a new form. I think that Frieza is not going to get eliminated in episode 126. I feel like they put him at the very edge of the ring at the end of episode 125 for a reason. I feel like they're keeping him around for him to get stronger, to eventually transform. I know he doesn't have Saiyan genetics where he fights, he gets stronger. But I feel like Frieza is still gonna give us some type of new form, where it's kind of like a Plantium or some kind of silver look to it, hopefully. But that's what I think about it. I know that Goku is definitely gonna perfect his Ultra Instinct. He's gonna have the same power in his defense as he is in his attack, and I feel like that's gonna be the key to beating Jiren. And Vegeta, I don't think there's going to be any more limit breaking for Vegeta since he's already done so with his Super Saiyan Perfected Blue. But I feel like there's more to that form than meets the eye. I feel like there's still more potential to that perfected form. And I feel like he's still hiding some power there. So I think that's what's going to be the predictions on the Tournament of Power. I feel like it's going to end up being, no matter what happens, Universe 7 will survive. Because this is supposed to be in between the World Tournament on Earth, where they meet Oob, and in between after the Majin Buu saga. So it's in between that time period. So without a doubt, I think no matter what happens, Universe 7 will survive. But I think Universe 7 is going to win, where Jiren is overpowered by teamwork. I don't want to see no Tara infusion. I don't want to see no fusion. We've already seen that in the Trunks arc, and it didn't even help them that much. Trunks ended up being Samazu. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out. I don't want to see that happen, to be honest. Hopefully they don't do that. I want them to be original, and I want them to beat Jiren as a team. And I feel like it's gonna be 3 versus 1, and hopefully that'll be enough to beat Jiren. Jiren is already struggling enough with Vegeta and Goku. He's rising his power as he fights them. So maybe adding Frieza to that account will make it even harder for him, and I'll eventually push Jiren to show his true strength. And hopefully they'll end up eliminating him. But that's my prediction. I think without a doubt, no matter what happens, Universe 7 is going to make it, and they're going to end up using the Super Dragon Balls to wish everybody back. Or not necessarily everybody back, but yeah, I think actually, you know what? I think they are going to bring everybody back. Because I know that Vegeta wants the Super Dragon Balls to be able to bring back Universe 6. So he can keep it, so Kaba can keep his promise to show him Planet Sabal. So I definitely think they're going to bring back the universes. I think, however, Goku isn't going to keep his word with Frieza. I think Goku is going to find a way to bring Frieza back through other terms. But I don't think Frieza is going to be a threat. I don't know why, but they're making it seem like Frieza is going to be make some kind of change of heart, kind of like Vegeta. And I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't. I really hope he stays hopefully as a future villain. But I don't want him to be part of the crew. I really don't. And I hope they never trust him, they never do. I hope this is just for now, but yeah, that's what I think about that. I know for a fact, and for my predictions, I think it's going to end up, the Dragon Ball Super last episode is going to end at the World Tournament with Oob. I feel like that's going to happen. I don't think that the series is going to end in that void, in that dimension where they're fighting the Tournament of Power. I feel like they're going to go back home. say what happened or whatever, show off their new transformations, then go to years are gonna pass by, then it's gonna be the Oob, where it's Oob, and they're gonna meet Oob, and that's how it's gonna end. I feel like that's what's gonna be the ending of Dragon Ball Super, and that's how it's gonna end. That's my predictions for that. Now I'm gonna move on to our last topic, which is the possible exploration of future Dragon Ball projects. Now, I want this to be, in my opinion, a rehash of GT. I know a lot of people hate GT, but as a true Dragon Ball fan, I really hope they changed it up to where, like, I know GT isn't canon, but they just replace all what they did with GT with new events. I want to see Vegeta and Kaba, where they have their own arc at Planet Sada. I want to see an arc where they go to the Universe 11, and they just have this kind of nice relationship between Universe 11, despite what happened at the Tournament of Power. I don't think it's gonna end up like that, just because there's so much hate from one side. I feel like Universe 11 hates Universe 7 way too much, so I don't think there's gonna be that kind of relationship between Universe 7 and 11 as there is Universe 7 and 6. However, I do want to see Jiren again, and I do want to see Toppo again. I do want to see more of the other universes that didn't participate in the Tournament of Power, like Universe 1, 2, and 12, I believe, because they were overqualified and they were too good to compete according to Zeno and all the and to all the other gods. So it's really interesting. I wanted them to explore those universes more, because supposedly there's more fighters that are way stronger there than there were in the Tournament of Power. So maybe those type of fighters are going to help Goku and Vegeta pass their limits all over again. And I really do hope they explore those universes a little bit more. As far as that goes, I don't want them to repeat GT. I don't want to see a Super Saiyan 4 transformation. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see new things. And hopefully they keep going through the same arc, where they don't just ignore all this universal arc. And I don't want them to just start new with once they come back to Dragon Ball Super. I feel like Dragon Ball Super is going to come back in a different name, but it's going to have the same characters in there. Hopefully that's what happens. I know they're doing a movie in the winter and the fall. It's going to be about the origins of the Saiyans, so that maybe it's going to tie in with the Super Saiyan God, the first Super Saiyan God. That'll be interesting. But yeah, that's what I want for the possible exploration of the future Dragon Ball projects. I want them to do a rehash of GT. And that's all our topics for today, guys. If you want to hear more of this information or anything like that, feel free to go to our SoundCloud account, where we have another of these podcasts. You can go check this out also at our watchanime.willy.com site. Go follow us on Twitter at WatchAnime0 to get more updates on where and when are we going to post our next episode. But yeah, these podcasts are going to essentially be on the topic of one specific anime. This episode was definitely Dragon Ball Super, and the next episode might be another anime with another topic. So it could be Sword Art Online, or the possible things that are going to happen on Attack on Titan Season 3, anything like that. That's what's going to be about here anime. Every episode is going to be a different anime with a different topic. So if you're interested in that, go to our Twitter and go follow us at WatchAnime0 so you can get updates on our podcast. But yeah, guys, go subscribe to our channel, like this video, and thank you for hearing this Here Anime. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching the Watch Anime channel. Go and subscribe to their channel and enjoy awesome anime content, as well as exclusive content at their Patreon account.